Assalamu alaikum, welcome to my channel. In this video we are going to solve Cambridge GCSE Mathematics Paper 4 Extended Specimen Paper for examination from 2020, question number 3 onwards. Question number 3, complete the table. We have been given an equation and we have to complete the table. The x value is also given to us. Very easy, just replace the x value with 5 first and you will get 9, and then you replace it with 8 and you will get 10.5. So that was very easy. In the next part we have been given a grid and we have to plot these points. There are certain questions that are often repeated and that they carry very good marks. You need to learn to do them very well. One of them is this graph question. It's just plotting and it's got 5 marks. So these are our x values and these are the corresponding y values. Before we move forward, also just check that between two squares everywhere, between 2 points there are 5 squares. So each one will be 0.4. Now let's mark when x is negative 10, which is here, y is negative 12. And that is here. And then when x is negative 8, y is negative 10.5. This is the negative 8 and this is the negative 10. Like I said, each one is 0.4. So this first square is 0.4. A little below the first square, we'll mark the point. Like that. Then you have x is equal to negative 5. That will be in between these 2 points. Negative 5 will be somewhere here. And the corresponding y value is negative 9. And that will be between these 2 points. So we will get that here. And then we have negative 2 is equal to negative 12. That was an easy one. And negative 1.6, when x is negative 1.6, we know that it's 0.4, so keep counting. 0.4, 0.8, 0.12. Sorry, 1.2 it will become, and negative 1.6 is here. And the corresponding y value is negative 14.1. So that will be somewhere here. Then when x is 2, y is 12. Again an easy point. When x is 5, it's going to be in the middle. 9, again middle of, in between 10 to 8. Somewhere here. And when x is 8, you have 10.5. It's similarly the same way what you plotted this side, but now we are doing with the positive points. So when x is 8, 10.5. Sorry, it will be a little above that. And when x is 10, 12. Now we join the points together. This is how your curve will look. Moving on to C. Using your curve, solve the equation f of x is equal to 11. F of x means y. So when y is equal to 11. 11 is going to be here. We draw a straight line and look at the corresponding x value. These are our two x value. You can have the range of values between 2.1 to 2.6. Each small square here represents 0.4. So this is, we have got 2.6 here. And the other value is 8.6. You have got the answer from 2.1 to 2.6 or from 8.5 to 9. it will be accepted. Next, k is a prime number and f of x is equal to k has no solutions. Find the possible values of k. A prime number is a number that is divisible by only itself and 1. So what are the prime numbers? 2, 3, 5, 7. If you look here, the graph has no solution from all these points. The first y value is around 9. So all these points, the y value, the graph has no solution. So you can take 2, you can take 3, you can take 5, you can take 7. They are all prime numbers. This is your answer. Part A. The gradient of the graph of y is equal to f of x at the point 2, 12 is negative 4. Write down the coordinates of the other point on the graph of y is equal to f of x, where the gradient is negative 4. So if we draw a line here, this gradient at 2 and 12 is negative 4. The other point will be the corresponding value, negative 2, negative 12. F1. The equation f of x is equal to x squared can be written as x cubed plus bx squared plus q is equal to 0. We have to show that b is negative 1 and q is negative 20. Our f of x is 20 over x plus x. Make it equal to x squared. Whenever you have something in the denominator that you want to move or cancel out, multiply all the terms by that. So 20 over x multiplied by x, the x will get cancelled. We'll be left with 20. X multiplied by x is x squared, and x squared multiplied by x is x cubed. I forgot to put the plus here. Shift everything to the right hand side. Minus 20 is equal to 0. We proved that p is equal to negative 1 and q is equal to negative 20. On the grid, we have to draw the graph of y is equal to x squared for the values negative 4 till 4. Make a table like that. Write down the values from negative 4 till 4, and in x squared substitute negative 4. Remember that if you put in the calculator negative 4 square, you might get negative 16, which is wrong. You know negative multiplied by negative is a positive answer. So put a bracket and write. This will give us 16, 9, 4, 1, 0, 1, 4, 9, and 16. So when x is negative 4, which is here, y is 16. When it is negative, we can skip the negative 3, we can just go directly to negative 2, it is 4. And when x is 0, y is 0. When x is 1, also we are skipping it. We are taking the points that are given on the graph. And when we join them, we'll get a good curve. When it is 2, 4, and when it is 4, it is 16. Now we have to join it together. This is how your graph will look after you draw it. The next one, use your graph to solve the equation, it is equal to 0. It means that where this graph intersects with the previous curve. So it intersects here, as you can see. Go down and you will get this point here. That is 3.6. Each point is 0.4. So when you count it, that is 3.6. That's the answer. If you have the answer anywhere between 3.1 to 3.6, that is accepted. There is a trick way to do this. In the calculator, I don't know which calculator you're using. If you're using the black one Casio, where the quadratic equations is given, if you press mode 3, 4, you can solve the quadratic equation, sorry, the cubic equation. So you have x cubed minus x squared. You must have an x and a number. The number before x cubed is your a, before x squared is b, before x is your c, and the number without any x is your d. So in this case, x is 1, b is negative 1, c is 0, d is negative 20. You will get 3.09, which if you round it, it will become 3.1. Some calculators you can use mode 5, 4. So this is one way of checking whether your answer is right or wrong. But otherwise, we can just look at the graph and get the answer. In part 4, we have been given a graph, and they said this is a sketch of the graph of y is equal to x cubed minus x squared minus 20. This is the previous one where we had drawn the graph, and there was that intersection, this point. That is the same equation. It was x cubed minus x squared minus 20 is equal to 0. When they intersected, we already got the answer that the x is equal to 3.6. In part 4, we have a sketch, and it is the sketch of the graph of y is equal to x cubed minus x squared minus 20. And P is the point n and 0. We have to find the value of n. This is the same. We drew the graph here, and the point of intersection was there. I showed you how to use the calculator to get that. When you put this in the calculator, you got 3.09, so you can write it as 3.1. Even if you wrote it as 3, that will also be fine. I hope you understood the calculator method. You can check on YouTube which calculator you have and see how they solve quadratic equation or cubic equation using the calculator. Question number 4 is a transformation question. A1, draw the reflection of triangle T in the line x is equal to 0. This is actually a very easy question. The only thing that you needed to know was that x is 0 on the y-axis. So we have to reflect the T here. Count the number of steps from the axis, 2, and then 2 squares. Reflection is very easy. I don't need to make that right angle, but write A1. Next one, draw the rotation of triangle T about -2, -1, which is going to be -2, -1, sorry, not there, -2, -1, and it rotates 90 degrees clockwise. Clockwise means it's going to go on the right hand side. It's going to shift like that. It's difficult to show rotation in the video, but I'll draw the image and show it to you. This is how the image will look. I'll try to explain to you. Take a tracing paper. You can use tracing paper. That's the easiest. Draw like that. The line, mark the point here. And then this triangle, shift it one time, 90 degrees. That will be from this shape to this because it's clockwise. Okay? Part B, describe fully the single transformation that maps triangle T onto triangle U. As you can see that no shape has been changed, it has just shifted. So this is just translation. Translation we write in column vector. The top is your X, the down is your Y. If your point moves to the right, then your x is positive. If your y point moves up, then it is positive. So let's take one point. Let's take this point. We can see that it's going right by 1 unit. That's 1. And let's count how many units it goes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's 1, 9. Question number 5. This is an algebra question. We have been given a rectangle and this is x. The perimeter of the rectangle is 80 centimeter. So this plus this plus this plus this is 80 centimeter. The area of the rectangle is a square centimeter. Show that x square minus 40x plus a is equal to 0. Here we are talking about two equations, the perimeter and the area. So let's write it down. Perimeter. You know what is a perimeter, right? When we add up all the outside sides. In a rectangle, this is going to be x. We don't know what this is. Let's just write it as a y. So perimeter is 2x plus 2y. And when you add them, it's equal to 80 centimeters. So perimeter is 80 centimeter. What about area? You know that its length, we let the length equal y centimeter and the width is x centimeter. Area is equal to length times width, so x times y. We have to make y the subject here and replace it in this equation. How can we do that? 2y is equal to 80 minus 2x. You can see that everything can be divided by 2. When we do that, we'll have y is equal to 40 minus x. Now area is a square centimeter. It's given to us. Replace the y with 40 minus x. Now we'll expand it. We'll get 40x minus x squared. In the question, the x square is positive. So we have a negative. Shift everything to the left-hand side. You will get x square minus 40x plus a is equal to 0. So we have solved what they wanted us to show. Whenever two equations are or two dimensions are mentioned, perimeter and area, write it separately and see how you can combine it and make it into one equation. Part 2. When a is 300, solve the equation. So let's replace. It's a quadratic equation and we have to solve it by factorizing. When you're solving by factorizing, the number before x square is a, the number before x is b, and the number without x is c. So when you multiply your a by c, the factors that you get, when you add them, you should get your b. 1 multiplied by 300 is 300. If there's nothing, there's a 1 there. And b is negative 40. So we can write down all the factors of 300 and see what will give us. I can tell you the answer directly, but I'm doing it in a long way. If you don't understand, then you start with 1. Then divide 300 by 2 in your calculator, you will get 150. It means 2 multiplied by 150 is 300. Then divide 300 by 3. I wrote down all the factors. Whenever you get a fraction, don't use it. You can clearly see that the numbers that can give us 40 are 10 and 30. So I need it to be negative. So negative 10 multiplied by negative 30 is 300. But negative 10, when I add with negative 30, I get negative 40. So these are my two factors. x minus 10 and x minus 30 is equal to 0. Therefore, x minus 10 equals 0 or x minus 30 equals 0. X is 10 or 30. Sorry. You will have to show that you worked out something. You cannot just get the answer from the calculator. There are different ways to factorize. Whichever way you know, you have to show you're working. Next, when a is 200, solve the equation using the quadratic formula. So x square minus 40x plus a is, 200 is equal to 0. This is the formula. Please memorize it. What is our a? A is 1. What is b? Negative 40. And what is c? 200. We just have to replace it. Please remember there is also a negative out with the b. And our b also has a negative. In the bracket when you put, remember to put a bracket and then the square, or you will get a wrong answer. And c is 200 over 2 multiplied by a, which is 1. We'll do step by step. What is inside the bracket? Put it in the calculator. You will get 800 over 2. Now separate them and write. Write x is equal to 40 plus square root 800 over 2. And x is equal to 40 minus square root 800 divided by 2. Write the answer. You will get 34.14. And when it is negative, you will get 5.857. We need 2 decimals, and this is more than 5, so we have to round it. It will become 5.86. So these are our 2 answers. If you are right or wrong, if your answers are right or wrong, you can check it again using the calculator for a quadratic equation. Part B, a car completes a 200-kilometer journey at an average speed of x kilometer per hour. The car completes the return journey of 200 kilometers, the distance is of course the same, at an average speed of x plus 10 kilometer per hour. Show that the difference between the time taken for each of the 2 journeys is this. I hope you are aware of the triangle: distance, speed, and time. So if we want to find time, we take distance over speed. Time is equal to distance over speed. And when it was going, the time was, distance is 200 and speed was x. On the return journey, it was 200 over x plus 10. They want us to find the difference. That's why we are doing this. Now the method which we use in normal fraction to make the denominator same is that we are going to multiply this with x plus 10, and here we are going to multiply by x. When we expand the bracket, we'll get 200x plus 2000 minus 200x over x plus 10. This will get cancelled and we are left with 2000 over x plus 10. The next part, find the difference between the time taken when x is 80. And we have to give the answers in minutes and seconds. This is in hour. So we are going to replace the x with 80 and this will give us 5/18. This is in hours. If you want to change it into minutes, you have to multiply by 60. When you do that, you will get 50/3. I will show you how to work it out, but you can do it directly in the calculator. When you press this, you are going to get 16. Okay, one second. If we change this into mixed fraction, you can use the calculator to do that. You will get 16 2/3. 16 is your minutes, 2/3 is your seconds. To change the seconds into the minutes, this is 2/3 minutes into seconds, we are going to multiply by 60. And this will give you 40. So 16 minutes, 40 seconds. Now about the calculator part. If you want to change this into mixed fraction, write this in the calculator and press equal. After you press equal, press the shift button. And then above the delete button, there's a delete button. Above that, there's something like this SD. You press that. It can give you in a decimal or a mixed fraction. So if you get a decimal, press it again and you will get 16 2/3. Now there's another way to get your answer directly as 16 minutes and 40 seconds. So you have 50/3, press equal. After you press equal, you can see in your calculator something like this. Press that. Just directly press it. And there you are. The answer is 16 minutes and 40 seconds. This brings us to the end of this video. For question number 6 onwards, please watch part 3. Thank you for watching, and if I've helped you, do press the like button and leave any comments if you have. Thank you.